guys, it's DJ from Digital Journey here. Today I'm going to look at a few things about the exposure triangle. So let's get started. So most of you have probably heard of the exposure triangle. It's made up of ISO, shutter speed and aperture. So let's have a look at what these settings do. So let's start off with ISO. So basically, ISO determines how sensitive your camera's sensor is to light. For example, ISO 400 is more sensitive than ISO 200, and ISO 800 is more sensitive than ISO 400. Be aware that higher ISOs may look grainy or noisy. You can fix this in an editing program such as Photoshop or Lightroom. So let's move on to shutter speed now. So shutter speed is basically how long your camera's shutter allows light to reach the sensor. Shutter speeds vary depending on your subject. For example, if you were shooting a photo of a bird in flight, you would use a fast shutter speed such as 1/4000th of a second. This will freeze the bird in mid-air. If you were shooting a landscape, you would use a slower shutter speed. For sunsets, I like to use 15 to 30 seconds to capture as much light as possible. So now that we've covered off on ISO and shutter speed, let's move on to aperture. So basically, the aperture or hole through your lens controls how much light is let through your sensor. A larger aperture lets more light in than a smaller one. For example, an aperture of f2.8 is larger than f5.6, and f5.6 is larger than f11. Aperture also controls how much of your photo is in focus. Using an aperture of f16 will allow you to have more of your photo in focus than f4. So that's just a few things on the exposure triangle. If you're unsure with any of the things that I mentioned in this video, head on over to my YouTube channel and watch my video, Photography. Get to know the basics. I'm sure it will help. Thanks again guys, thanks for watching, I hope you've learnt heaps. I'm DJ from Digital Journey. Cheers guys, see ya! Grab my camera.